And now we've got a really awesome panel talking about the future of work, the power of pre-apprenticeships. Are you guys ready to talk about the future of work, how school needs to be redesigned? Who's all here thinking about all the ways that we can redesign and reimagine education? Raise your hand, clap it up if you're like, education needs an overhaul. Okay, so we're going to be talking about what that looks like, what that feels like. I'm Kwamara Thompson. I am the owner of Thompson Education Consulting, which is an education, technology, and business consulting firm. And I also sit on the Miami-Dade County Public School STEM and CET board as the vice chair and the chair, along with my friend Carlos here. So thank you all for being here. This conversation is really dear to my heart, and it's super, super important. The power of apprenticeships, the power of pre-apprenticeships, the power to earn while you learn. We all know that we are going through inflation. We all know that the American dream is becoming oftentimes an American nightmare. What can we do to help empower our youth? Here is one of the most revolutionary solutions that we actually all know about, which is the power of apprenticeships. We all know that the schools need to be redesigned and reshaped. The idea in the future of work is rapidly changing. It's flexible. We are collectively deciding that success is defined by us and not by anyone else. So what can we do to ensure that we empower our youth and our communities to live the most successful lives in their own terms? So here we're going to be talking about how you can do that while earning and learning. I'm going to pass over to Dantrail Felton, who's going to be talking a little bit about his apprenticeship journey and how that has shaped where he is today. Dantrail, and welcome.
How are you doing today? My name is Dantrail Felton. I am actually a student at Miami-Dade College right now. I'm studying engineering and economics. I see some of my Init families here. So I started my career as a pre-apprentice. I started at Miami Norland High. FPL was in dire need of recruiting new linemen. They came out to the high school recruiting, and I was able to start my journey at the age of 16. By the age of 18, I was able to be hired on full-time, and I've got the opportunity to have a 20-year career. I'm only 35, but I have 20 years worth of experience in the electrical industry. So my purpose and my mission now is to preach about the power of apprenticeships and how they can be transformative in a place that is becoming a tech hub, but everyone here may not be ready to become a coder or a data analyst because Miami is a very unique city. It's not like Seattle or California to where it was so much technical training. However, if we can merge technology with a little bit of blue collar work and find that meeting spot, maybe we can get more people on board and keep Miami by having people who are from here stay here and get into the tech industry as well.
I love that, Dantrail. One of the things that you just said was so powerful. You're only 35, but he has 20 years of industry experience. Who can do the math? What does that mean? What age did he start? 15. So he was in high school. This can be the story of our youth, our students. And we want to make sure that that model is scalable. So my colleague, Carlos, is going to talk about his revolutionary product, GoSprout, and how we can scale up pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs.
Thank you, Kwamara. Thank you, Dantrail. Hey, everyone. So, it may not have felt that way at the time, but you were ahead of your time. We're living in a time where the cost of living has never been as high as it is now. We think about our community and what we're facing. You have an opportunity through apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship to go to school for free, to start with a job, and earn a degree with no debt. I mean, that's like the trifecta right there of workforce, right? So how do we do that? How often do we see with school, you finish middle school, you have this fragmentation. Now you have high school ends, you close your eyes. If you choose to go to college, you choose another path. We need to fix this continuum so that it doesn't feel so fragmented. And if we look at Dantrail's story of a pre-apprentice in high school at Norland, then making his way through a job at FPL, fast forward 20 years of career, I think this generation now is realizing that the trades is an opportunity to make money and compete and pay rent or buy your house. And apprenticeship provides a way to do that. So the platform, GoSprout, we're now in 15 locations across the United States.
Woo, woo, congratulations.
Thank you. Multiple utility companies. Because energy, with what we're experiencing with this energy transformation, which Dantrail is on the front lines of, we need to make sure that there's a pipeline of workers ready to take over. And so that's what our platform does. We help employers tap into all of these workforce dollars that are sitting there unused many times because people don't take the time. And we forget, employers forget, learning is such an underappreciated process. To learn something means you can do something. And we need to be able to support, if you really want to impact the bottom line of your company, you need to make sure you address 100% of your employees.
I love a couple of things that you just said. If you learn something, that means you can do something. I just feel like we should repeat that again. This is my educator side. So when I say, if you can learn something, you guys are going to say you can do something. You ready? If you can learn something, you can do something. How amazing is that? And then the other piece, if you are an employer, you need to invest in 100% of your employees, right? Not just 90%, not just 95, not just those in the middle, 75, 80, but how do you make sure that you reach 100%? And the other thing that I love about Dantrail's story, Carlos' story, and even mine, is that once we have made it, quote unquote, we made what we believe is success, we are giving back. We are talking about the ways that, what did we learn to get to the positions that we are, and then how do we pay it forward? And I would love Dantrail to talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing to pay it forward for our youth in the future.
Well, the first thing I'm doing is I'm educating students on what are the proper career pathways to take. I think a lot of times people look at college as something they can skip now because they don't know exactly what to do. So first and foremost, mass adoption of AI and blockchain and all these different technologies cannot happen without the expansion and capabilities of energy, battery storage, generation, redundancy. We're not going to even get there to be able to utilize this fully without that. So I'm teaching the students that I'm meeting every day about the importance of that. Second, I'm already teaching them financial literacy along the way. You know, I had an opportunity to make a lot of money in my career, but I didn't know exactly what to do as far as investing my money and resources along the way. So to keep students able to stay here, they're gonna have to learn how to manage their money. And while they're waiting, they're not only just getting the technical skills, but they're getting life skills as well. And what we're doing now, me and Carlos and a few other people, we're gearing up students to take, you know, blue-collar positions in fiber optics and energy, which are going to be two of the main drivers of jobs with the infrastructure bill, and also teaching them how to get in there, get into a good company, get some experience, but how that can be transferred over into engineering careers as well. You know, electrical engineers are needed, fiber optics, IoT networking. These are the cutting edges of technology. So you can start on the ground, boots on the ground, but you can end up still ascending to different parts of the company if you want.
Can you just talk a little bit about the money that you made? You said you made a lot of money. How long did it take you to get to 6 figures? This is a skill trade. When we're talking about getting youth excited, you know what we got to start talking about. We got to start talking about that bling, right? They want to know how much money they're going to make. So why don't we start talking about what kind of money can our youth make while they're earning and while they're learning?
So I tell the students to get them excited. I was making 6 figures before that was a thing. Nobody was talking about it. This is 2015, 2016, no college degree, high school education with just experience. At some point where I worked, every single person was above 100K, from dispatchers to groundmen to everything. And you know, right now, some of those salaries, again, without college degrees, reach upwards to $250,000 in the electrical trade as linemen. So you can make you can kind of set your own destiny as far as how much you want to make.
So Carlos and I talk about this a lot. The skilled trades, they are coming back, and they are coming back with a vengeance. If you recall, when we were all in high school, the kids who went to skilled trades were kind of the kids who couldn't make it in quote-unquote mainstream public schools. They were considered to be behavioral disordered, special education. I worked in one of those high schools, transformed it to one of the top high schools in the state of New Jersey. Those kids go to MIT, NJIT to this day, and this is well over 10 years ago. So this is about, and those kids were graphic designers, construction workers, hospitality. A lot of them came down here to Miami to go to Johnson & Wales University. I say that to say we're seeing things come full circle. We're seeing that the power of skilled trades, quote unquote, blue collar, is actually just as important, if not more important, than the quote unquote white skilled, right? White labor, white collared workers. So I love the fact that we are coming back and we're coming back with a vengeance. Carlos, can you talk a little bit more about how GoSprout is really elevating that movement?
Yeah, so all of the advantages we're talking about, first of all, it's about opportunity, providing career pathways. We've been obsessed with this gig economy in the sense that, oh, this person can go and drive Uber and go do, Uber Eats and take all these gigs. Let's talk more about careers. How do we begin from high school, even middle school, and think about that whole progression? And so that's what GoSprout does. GoSprout enables the connection from inside of a high school, which, by the way, Miami-Dade County Public Schools, third largest school district, a phenomenal career and technical education department, unlike any other in the country that I've seen. We have to give them a lot of credit for what opportunities they bring. I know we're at time. You can learn more on our site, Miami EdTech. If you want to get involved in the local school system, go visit a high school, go talk to some students, miaminaf.org, miaminaf.org. We would love to have you.
Absolutely. Come see Carlos and I to talk about potentially joining our board and really interacting with our students. We have some of the #1 most distinguished academies in the entire country. That's not often celebrated when we talk about Miami, but I am so proud to be part of the Miami-Dade County Public School System. And thank you for supporting our youth and being really intentional with supporting our youth. So thank you so much. Let's give it up for Dantrail and Carlos. What we just learned today, earning while you learn, our pre-apprenticeship program. If you have any questions, please look up Dantrail Felton, Carlos Vazquez, or myself, Kwamara Thompson.